Hi guys, so you're from Team USA. You succeed in your qualification, regional qualification, right?
Yes.
How was your regional qualification? Expect Rita crying a lot?
Well, the regional qualifier was definitely a challenging event, and really appreciated the opportunity. And with 8 meg, Super Pi 8 meg, I took first place, and Jeremy had a harder time with it. But with 3D Mark 06, Jeremy took first place, and I was in third and fourth for the HDR and overall score. That was enough to earn me first place and Jeremy second place, so that brought us here.
What's your feeling about today? Did you have some troubles about Super Pi run?
Well, Super Pi was tough. We were given 5 CPUs by Intel, and we went through 4 of them yesterday during preparation. And today we tested out the 5th one, which ended up being the best that we had tried. But yesterday we also had difficulties with our very first motherboard, and so we switched it out yesterday right off the bat and got a second motherboard. And all the CPUs seem to be doing similarly, performance-wise, with the second motherboard. So today we decided to go ahead and try a third motherboard, and it turned out that the motherboard probably was our limiting factor on day 1 yesterday. And so with our last CPU, we had our best results, and I think it was probably due mostly to the motherboard, the limitation that we were seeing on the day prior. So with this new motherboard opening up our headroom for CPU overclocking, we see our best results, and we did the best we could with 32 meg on that CPU and that motherboard.
Okay, and what about 3D Mark Vantage?
Vantage, oh man. Vantage was tough. I'll say we did okay. The cards were good, but the CPU, I think we were running it too high. We were running it like 5.3.
Hang on, the first problem that we had with Vantage was that the fact that we couldn't get our cards working in SLI, right?
Yeah.
And we determined that both cards were functioning properly. We tested both individually, and both cards were functioning. We also tested the cards in individual slots in the motherboard and determined that all the slots on the motherboard were functioning properly. What we could not successfully attain was SLI, both cards working together on the motherboard. We determined that we'd swap out the motherboard again, so this was our 4th motherboard. We swapped it out a 3rd time during 32 meg. Got our 4th motherboard during Vantage, and both of the cards would work in SLI after that. So our prognosis was correct that SLI was not enabled due to the motherboard, something wrong with that. So once we got both cards working in SLI on the motherboard and the CPU clocking okay, then we go to what Jeremy was saying. I think our CPU clocks were a little bit too high. We couldn't finish a run, so we were unable to post a score, unfortunately. We just didn't have enough time.
That's it. CPU clock's too high.
Yeah.
Maybe we did 4.8 like Fugger and Vapor. Might have been okay, but I think the cards would have been okay no matter how hard we pushed them, but we didn't know at the time.
Okay.
They kind of crapped out.
Okay, guys.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Anyway, are you ready for party tonight?
Always ready for a party.
And beer?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got a head start on everybody else. By the way, there was a secondary competition going amongst the competitors, and we totally dominated, and that was for beer consumption.
Yep. Beer Mark 09.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
USA team number 1.
Always winning the beer drinking, sir.
So we had a good time. Thank you, Gigabyte. Thank you, Enermax. Thank you, Kingston. Thank you, Intel. Blast. And NVIDIA. Thank you.